Placing videos in Adobe InDesign can really enhance the viewing experience of your digital publishing projects. But did you know you can create interactive video pop-ups with open and close functionality? Hi there, I'm Angelo Montilla, and in this tutorial, I'll go over how to import a video and use the animation panel in tandem with buttons and forms to create stunning pop-up video interactions that are sure to elevate your digital publishing projects. There's lots to cover here, so let's jump right in and start creating. On my screen, I have a racer profile design for a fictional race car driver named Charlotte Fredrickson. And this has a little bit of a bio and some other notable accomplishments for this driver. But you'll notice in the bottom left-hand corner, I've placed a play icon, and this will be the trigger for our video. If I open my layers panel here, you'll notice that I have multiple layers set up in this template. The first is content, and that has all the content. The second is the play button, and you can see that I've placed that play button on that layer. The next one is video, and there's nothing on that layer just yet. We'll be adding the video itself as well as the background that will animate in and out, as well as the close button, and we'll place that on the page as well shortly. So for this, let's go ahead and click the video layer because this is the layer we'll be adding both the video as well as the background for our player. So as a first step, I'm going to select the rectangle frame tool, and I'm going to draw out a rectangle that fills the entire page, edge to edge. And this frame, I'm going to give it a fill color, and if you open the swatches panel, there are a couple colors here. There's an orange that goes with this theme, but there's also a dark color right below, so go ahead and click that. And I also want to add an opacity to this, so in your properties panel, under opacity, to the right of that, let's change the slider to about 85%. 85 to 90% will work just fine in this case. Now let's click on the selection tool again, and you can see now we have our background. So the idea here is the background will open with the video when we click the play icon, and then when we click the close icon, it will collapse back and you'll be able to read the profile again. So the next step is bringing in the video. And for this, we'll use the media panel. If you don't have the media panel, go up to Window and then go to Interactive and then choose Media. And you can see I already have mine open here. And in the bottom right-hand corner, there's an icon that says Place a Video or Audio File. Let's go ahead and click that. And in the links panel, you'll be able to find the video, which is called finishline.mp4. This is a 5-second clip with no sound, so it's perfect for this tutorial and it's not going to take up too much space. I'm going to click open, and you can see I have it in my loaded cursor. Now I could click and drop it in, but oftentimes it will be too big, so I recommend starting in the upper left-hand corner of your margin, click and drag out the size that you want. It may not be perfect at first, so if I close the media panel temporarily there, you can see that the content is in, and to make the frame fit the content, just double click any of the handles. It'll snap to the content, and then you can adjust the video. So in this case, I'd like it to be at the very top, and I want the top of the video to snap to the top of the margin there. So down below, I have some space for the close icon, which we'll add shortly, but I do want to show you, if I open the media panel again, you can see that a preview of that video with it still selected is showing here. And if I press play, you can preview it in the media panel. And a couple things to note, if you want to have a different thumbnail, in this case in InDesign, it's called a poster. You can click on From Current Frame. So right here where it says Poster Frame, right now it says From Current Frame. You have some other options. You could choose your own, but in this case, I'm going to leave it on From Current Frame, and then I'm going to scrub the playhead in the video player here to an area that I'd like it to be at. For instance, this looks pretty good. I would just click on this little refresh icon, and you can see it refreshes on the page as well. So I'm going to leave it on that. I think I like that as a thumbnail for this video, and then I'm going to collapse the media player back. Next, let's bring in the close icon. make your way up to the layers panel, and let's click on the close button layer because this is the layer that we'll be adding the close icon to. And then I'm just going to close the layers panel and click away. Make sure that you're not selected on the video, otherwise you'll be placing the icon in this frame and that's not what we want. So let's make our way up to File and choose Place. And then in the links folder for the tutorial lesson exercise files, here it is here, circle, X mark, regular.svg, click that and then click open. Again, it's in my loaded cursor. I'm going to drag the size that I want, something like that works. And then I'm just going to place it underneath the video and I'm going to center it to the page. Now, if that's too big, just scale it down just a little bit by holding Shift Command, that's Control Shift on Windows, and you could scale it down like that and then reposition it in the center. And I think that looks pretty good as is. I'm just going to press W on my keyboard to hide my guides, and you can see now I have the video and I also have the close button as well as the background. Now to separate the video a little bit more from the background, I'm just going to give it a white stroke. In the stroke panel, just give it a 3-point stroke and then change the color from black to white, and you can see that the video is separated from the background and it looks a lot cleaner. Now that all the content is on the page, it's time to add the animation to the background as well as the video. So for this, let's start with the background first. I'm going to click on the background and open the animation panel. I already have mine docked here. Again, if you need any of the interactivity tools, go up to Window, Interactive, and you'll find it here. Animation will also need buttons and forms, so open those two panels. So with this background selected, let's first give it a name, and I'm going to call this Video BG for background. And I'm going to choose a preset here of Grow. So let's do that. The preset will be Grow. And for now, it's set on page load, which is just fine. Let's set the duration to half a second, so 0.5. And the speed, let's set that to ease in and out. Under the properties, if you don't have that, make sure you expand it. There it is there. Properties, let's set that to current appearance. And we want this to animate from the left to the right. So let's set the origin point. You can see that in the origin point selector down below. Let's set it to the left side origin point. And the scale width, ensure that this chain is unlinked because we're going to be setting different values to the scale width and height. So the scale width will be 0 and the height will be 100%. And let's also choose hide until animated. Great, we've added the animation to the background. And this is how it will look on page load. If we test that in our EPUB preview window, you can see that it slides in from the left. That's exactly what we want. Now let's add a fade in effect, or a fade in animation, I should say, to the video. If I click the video, let's do the same thing. You can call this something else. I'm just going to leave it the file name, finishline.mp4. And the preset here is a simple fade in, and I want it to match the same duration as the background. So let's set this to 0.5 seconds. And then we could test it out by clicking the EPUB preview window icon in the bottom left-hand corner, and you'll see that the background slides in from the left and the video then fades in. So that is exactly what we want to this point. Now I'm going to go back to the layers panel and I'm going to hide the video layer. You can also hide close button for now because we want to target the play icon on the main page here. So if I click that, we're going to use the buttons and forms panel now to convert that object into a button. So I have it selected and I'm going to open the buttons and forms panel, and the type here will be button. So go ahead and select that. And then we can name this. I'm just going to call it play. And the event is on release or tap. That is what I typically use as the event because it works well for both desktop or mobile. So let's leave it on release or tap. And then let's click on the play icon to add an animation action. And the first animation action will be video background. You can see it here. And the option is to play. So in other words, when I click the play icon, that animation will be triggered. Okay, so let's do that again. Click the plus icon and let's add another animation action. However, we're going to change the animation from background to the actual video finish line.mp4. Okay, and the option here, once again, is play. I'm going to add a third action of video, and the video is again finish line.mp4, and the option is to play. So not only is the animation going to play, but the video itself will start to play as well. Now this is optional. If you'd like for the user to click the play button within the player once the page loads or the window loads, that's totally up to you and personal preference. But for this tutorial, I'm gonna set it to play when the animation plays as well. So I'm gonna go back to my layers panel. So I'm gonna turn video back on, and I'm gonna turn close button on as well. So let's go ahead and click on the close icon and do the same thing. If I go to my buttons and forms again, we're going to change the type to a button, and let's call this close. The event will be on release or tap, and let's add our actions again. So we have animation. The animation here is video background. However, the option instead of play will be to reverse. We're going to be reversing that same animation. So in other words, it's going to close. Let's do the same thing. Animation as our second action. Change the animation here to finish line, and we're going to reverse that as well. So the video will fade out. Fades in when we play, fades out when we close. Let's add a third action of video, and we're going to stop the video. So let's stop the video when we hit that close button. So just to wrap that up here, we have three animations: video background to reverse it, animation to reverse that fade in, it'll fade out, and then the last one, finish line.mp4 to stop the video. Now let's look at these animations again. So if I click on the background and I go to the animation panel, you'll notice that the events here will still happen on page load. You have to deselect that because we've set up the button actions. You have to go back and deselect the on page load option. So I have the background window selected, and under events, let's deselect on page load because we don't want that to appear on page load. And let's do the same thing for the video. Click on events and deselect on page load. I also want to choose hide until animated for the video, and let's do the same thing. Oh, we actually already set that, hide until animated. So both of these will not appear when the page is launched. We need to click the play icon to launch both of them. Now one last step here, if I hide the video player again, and I go to my play icon, I want to add one more action to this, and this is to show the close icon because I don't want it to be sitting there. I want it to appear also when I click the play icon. So if I go back to my buttons and forms, let's add one more action of show hide buttons and forms. Now under visibility, you have two options. The X is it'll be ignored, and then the eyeball will be to show, and then alternatively, if you have the eyeball with the little slash through it, that means it's going to be hidden. So in this case, I do want it to be shown. So I'm going to click the play button, it will show the close button. Okay, let's go back to the video layer and click on the close button. Next, we can make our way back to the buttons and forms panel. And then under actions, add another show hide buttons and forms. And in this case, when I click that close button, I want it to be hidden as well. Now let's see, it's always good to test your work as you're going. So I'm going to click on the play icon and let's see how things look so far. So first things first, nothing's appearing and that's good. And if I click on this play icon, you can see that my background came in as well as the video. And then if I click the close button, everything disappears. Now you did notice though, the timing was a little off. I'd like to sync those up a little bit better. So I'm going to close buttons and forms for now. And let's go again, let's turn off the video player and let's click on the play icon. And once you click on the play icon, we can control the timing within that play icon. So open your timing panel, and that again can be found under Window, Interactive Timing. And so I want these all to play together. I'm going to click on Video Background, hold my Shift key, and click on the last one. And in the bottom right-hand corner, we have the option to play them together. Now if I press, well, let's turn them back on and let's see how that looks. I'm going to press play on my EPUB preview and I'm going to open it, and you can see that the video and the background came in together and it looks a lot better. And so let's do the same thing for the close button. Click on that close icon and go back to the timing panel and do the same thing. Hold Shift, click the first one, hold Shift, and click finishline.mp4, and then play those together. And as a final product here, this is what you'll get. I'm going to click to open, and you can see that the video plays when it's opened. Everything is appearing, and then I'll click the close button, and it collapses back to the racer profile. As a final step, let me show you how to publish this online and view it in a web browser. Make your way up to File, and then go down to Publish Online. Click that, and the Publish Your Document Online window will appear. You can publish it as a new document. If you've published a previous version, you can update an existing document. Give your document a title, and once you have all the settings in place, go ahead and click Publish. Now that'll take a few moments to render, and you can see that it will be published online. You can go ahead and click the View Document, and you'll see that I already have mine open here. So this is live on an Adobe hosted server, but you'll notice that the actions are all working. So I'll click the play icon and the video will play, and then I'll click the close icon and it will close just as we set it up in InDesign. Thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this tutorial on how to create interactive pop-up videos in Adobe InDesign. If you found it helpful, hit that like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to stay up to date with all my latest content. Want to learn more about interactive design using Adobe InDesign? Then check out the playlist above. Until next time, take care and keep creating.